Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another super cool radio interview. I'm your host, as always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for tuning in. I got a great guest joining me at this time. Late Night Trouble is an awesome band from Montreal, Canada. On September 13th, they released a new album entitled Candyland. Please welcome the bassist of Late Night Trouble, Alex.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks for having me, Matthew.
Of course. It's very nice to have you on the show. It's awesome to hang out with you. I know I've interviewed Late Night Trouble a few times before. First time for you, so I'm glad and I'm happy to chat with you.
Sure am too. Thank you for supporting us through the years.
Of course. Yeah, definitely. I've been really digging what you guys have been doing, especially with the new album, Candyland. So I know we had quite a bit to discuss, obviously, with the new album. Before we get to that, though, a fun question I've been asking my guests this season. It's a little bit of a loaded question, but I think it's a great icebreaker. So if you could have dinner with any two musicians throughout history, living or deceased, who would you pick?
To play with the best two musicians, I think.
To have dinner with, have a conversation with, any two.
Two. The first one comes to my mind. I'll say Robert DeLeo from Stone Temple Pilots.
Nice.
I remember first time I saw them live actually in 2018. I didn't know who he was, and I was blown away by how good he was, and all he did. It's crazy. I'd like to have a chat with him for sure. And I think it's hard to tell. Billy Joe Armstrong. Yeah, it's my. I'm making music today because of how much I used to love Green Day. Still love them, but at one point I was a big fan of them, huge, and that made me want to start do music.
Oh, awesome! Two fantastic picks. First time someone said Billy Joe Armstrong, so that's pretty cool.
Cool. I'm glad I'm the first one.
That's right. No, fantastic. Both picks are awesome. But now, focusing on Late Night Trouble now. So as I said, you guys have the new album, Candyland. So before we start talking about the album and the music, how did the name Candyland come about?
Well, it was actually, there's one of the songs in the album called Welcome to Candyland. It was one of the songs that we wanted to have on the album, and then we just thought it was a good title for the album. It's really, you can go like really colorful. It's really what we do. It's it's joyful, and I think we can do a lot with that name, and it's also we always check if there's like other albums or songs that has the same title or something like that, and we checked, like we didn't find anything about rock that fitted with that name, and it was just like it was the first name that came up, and it was the final one. It was just like it's the right one. It's perfect for us, what we do, the type of music we'll record, and even when before we started recording the song, it was already chosen as the title. Yeah.
Oh no, right. I know, definitely. I really liked it, and definitely I love the title and the track listing. I think it all like meshed and fit very well.
Yeah, sure, and we really like the artwork that Cedric, the usual guy we work with, has done. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really flashy, catch eyes, and we love it. Yeah.
Oh no, for sure. Again, it matched you guys very well. Like when I saw the artwork for it, I was like, this looks like Late Night Trouble. It matches like the style of music you guys got, and just the whole like vibe of the band as well.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, man.
Of course. So now, focusing on the music side now. So like, how was it writing and recording the album? Was it like a different experience compared to previous material?
Completely different. We went like compared to the first EP we did, we went with a modern sound, a modern style production with a new friend, Robin Mayu, who's he's a young producer, but he's very talented. I've known him for like a couple of years now. And it was different. Instead of like recording through like you just take a session and you record for, let's say, a whole week. We did like weekends through March, April, May, and in early June. So like almost 4 months of recording every weekend. It was a long stretch, but it was really like, yeah, we loved it, and it was very different. But we're like really, really proud of what we did. And we really enjoyed the process. It was good. It was good for everybody. Everybody did their job well, and yeah, we're happy to finally release it. It's been a long time since we've finished recording it, and it's been the last 3 months has been long for myself personally, waiting for that day to finally come. And yeah, I'm very happy, man.
Well, I'm definitely glad to hear. So, like, how was, like, just that anticipation of finally, making the announcement and having the album released?
Well, it was big. It's been taking going through my mind for like months, thinking about, okay, when it happens, what we'll do, and how people will receive it. We want our fans, our previous fans, to also like it. The fans that like our previous EP that saw us live, it's very different from what we used to do. So we are hoping that they'll like it, they'll dig it. But also we want to, go outside of Canada more, and hopefully people will dig it too. Yeah, it's very, I know, especially those days that it's finally happening. I'm not sleeping as much as I used to do. So, but it feels great, because we're very proud of the work we did.
Oh no, definitely, for sure. Well, hopefully catch up on some sleep at some point.
Yeah, I will.
But no, it's really cool, and I like, it's for listening to the previous material, and obviously, as I said, I've been following you guys for a few years now with as the previous interviews, as I discussed. But it's cool. Like I feel and hear a little bit that just a different shift in the music for you guys. I think you guys kind of created a new kind of a little bit different style for you guys, and I think it's really cool, and I really enjoy it.
Cool, thanks, man. We're we won. It was important for us to evolve in our sound, and that's if the band in the long term. That's also what I want to do. We don't want to keep doing that same sound of Candyland for 10, 20 years. So I think it's important for myself and us to evolve our sound and get more mature. And I think what I'm very proud of this, it's like, it's hard rock. It's nothing very special in terms of like a style of songs, but it doesn't sound like anything. I cannot compare the sound, the production, the type of songs we do to another band, especially. So in 2023, it's very rare that you achieve to do that. And I'm happy. The only comparison we got so far is like a modern Def Leppard. So yeah, it's cool. We love it.
Hey, that is an awesome comparison to have for you guys. And I definitely hear some of that, like, definitely like early Def Leppard, like early to mid Def Leppard kind of era. I could definitely pick that up with some of the songs and like style as well.
Great.
So I'm curious, like, well, actually for you, so like, if anyone hasn't checked out like Candyland, like, what can they expect from this album?
Well, I think they'll get surprised, because for me, I've been listening it for a couple of months now, the whole way through, and it starts a certain way, but then the songs changes, and you don't know what to expect. That's what I would think after like song 4. You're like, oh, what's gonna happen next, and you want to get through it. So because we have a lot of different influences, but we want to keep the same sound and same style. It has to fit with like Night Trouble. Sebastian, our guitar player, he's the writer. He's the main writer of the song. So he comes up with all the main ideas, all the songs. And he composed a lot of songs. So we had to choose, like, let's say we had like 25 songs. and we choose like 10 of them, and we're very proud because it all fits with the Candyland theme. And there's not a single song that sounds the same, I think. So if you don't like the first couple songs, you might really enjoy the ones at the end, and maybe you'll only love the one in the middle, or you'll love the whole way through. Hopefully you'll love the whole way through. But yeah, I think it's going to be hard for the new listeners that will discover Late Night Trouble to figure out what's going to happen next when you listen to the album, because there's a lot of stuff happening in those songs.
Oh, they're definitely the whole album. You know, there's a lot of you know, a lot of emotions, a lot of themes, a lot of topics, and a lot of, you know, different styles of music throughout the whole album. And also, what I noticed, like with listening to the album, there's some definitely there's songs with some more male vocals in there. Obviously, Roxanne has you know, his lead vocals on many of the songs, but there's also some male vocals in there, and I like that extra layer to some of the songs.
Yeah, yeah, of course we love it too. It was always a thing we wanted to do, and we found like the best songs that suits Sebastian's voice, and to have some like parts, main parts, lead parts actually in those songs. So there's 3 songs actually that he has like lead parts. So you know, it's really diverse in the sound you'll hear, and compared to the previous one where we recorded in a studio, more in a live set with only guitars and bass and drums. In this album, there's a lot of electronic music too. There's a lot of stuff going on, and you know, discovering what, you know, making those kind of albums, discovering how much it happens, how it happens, how you have to produce those songs. You know, you need a lot of talent, and we're very happy that we found Robin, and he did a fantastic job.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. The production sounds amazing on it, like as well. But just the music, it just, I think it's you know, listen to your previous work, which I also very much enjoy. But I think you guys definitely stepped up your game with the music on Candyland.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you say that.
So I'm curious for you, like, do you have a favorite song off the new album?
Well, for me, it still is. I think "Take It Off." Since the day one that Sebastian showed me that song, I knew it was the first single, and I still really enjoyed listening to it. But I think my second favorite one is the last one, "One of You." I remember the first time I listened to the final version, and I really like it. Got me really emotional, got the goosebumps, and yeah, I love it. So those 2 songs for me are my favorites at the moment. But I'm always the kind of guy that has a favorite song of the moment. It's hard for me to tell like all the bands I love which one is my favorite song. Depends what month it is.
Right. I know. I totally feel you with that, but it again just shows how like diverse with the album is. Like, these songs you can connect with for a little bit, then like, oh man, these are so good too. That like you have different connections with each.
Well, exactly. You know, the few songs that I liked the least in the album are like, now I really enjoy them more than some others. That's what happens. Oh yeah. Some songs you need to listen to them like 15 times before you finally get it.
Oh no, for sure. Some are just definitely like a slow burn. Like the more you listen to it, like, oh, now I'm starting to get it, or now like, hey, I'm picking up some stuff I missed before. So I definitely understand that.
Yes, for sure, man.
So now I'm curious. I did want to talk about the live performance side for a little bit before we close out this interview. So I'm curious for you. So obviously we talked about your favorite song on the album. Do you have a favorite song that you like to perform live?
I think it's we did all those songs at least once live in the summer shows we had. We like tested them live, but I think I will say "You Wear Me Down." You know, that riff when we play it live feels big. I love playing that riff, so I'll say this one. I love playing that song.
Right. Now,
number 5 on the album.
That's a sick riff. on that song for sure. All right, so now sticking with the performance side, I do got a few more things. Now, when I talked to Roxanne last year, you guys were preparing for a music festival last year. How did that music festival go? I believe it was in August or September. I think it was August. I think
it was the last like couple of days of July and
July,
the early August in Nova Scotia. Well, actually, still to this day was my best weekend ever. You know, we enjoyed it so much. It was very great. We did so many connections there, so many friends, so many fans. We played with great bands, and we were the first band playing on the Friday, and then we stayed the whole weekend through Saturday and Sunday, hanging out backstage with bands we love. Got to talk with the guys of with Neil of 3 Days Grace. It was a very enjoyable and fun experience. Now, you know, we're working to hard to have the opportunity to get more opportunities like this, get more shows like this. You get addicted to those. You want it to happen again. But yeah, it was very good. And we made some friends there that invited us earlier this year to a private show. They flew us in Nova Scotia because for us, it's like 16 hours drive to go there. So they just flew us for a private party. We came back and, you know, we felt like rock stars. It was very cool.
All right. I'm so glad that, you know, you made some great connections at the festival, and that you're still, you know, obviously having good connections after the festival as well.
Yeah, it's it was very good for us.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I'm curious, was that the first music festival for Late Night Trouble that you guys played?
No, but it's like the first major one.
Okay. Right on. Well, I'm glad, and I hope you guys get some more opportunities like that as well.
Well, thank you.
So, like, for you, like, do you mentally prepare like differently, like for performing live compared to like recording in a studio?
Yeah, completely. You know, I'm doing all of this because I want to play live. That's, you know, going to concerts, seeing those bands on stage. That's what I want to do. It's the main thing. So all of this other work for me is to get on stage and play those shows with a crowd that loves what you do. But you know, studio times, you know, we've recorded so far 15 original songs with the EP and the album. Some songs were fun to record, some songs were not. You know, some songs felt like work, some songs felt amazing. So it's a very different experience to play live. Most of the shows, to be honest, I always enjoyed it. Playing to 5 people or playing to 500 people. You just try to give your best. Sometimes it's hard when you play in front of a few people, but you're like, well, I gotta give it all I got, and that's what I love to do. And we haven't played as much shows lately, but you know, I think it's important to take a break and come back stronger, because we've played a lot last year in 2022 in Eastern Canada. I think we pretty much played almost all the major cities, and we went a few times to all those cities too. So we need to take a break, but in 2024, we're hopefully planning on playing a lot of shows and making our USA debut too.
Oh no, right on for sure. Yeah, I was keeping up with you guys last year. You guys played a lot of killer shows last year, and I do hope you guys come stateside, because I definitely would love to see you guys live at some point.
Yeah, it's what we're working on for sure. With the Pavement we're working with, they're based in Illinois, so it's also I think the new sound fits more what's happening in the US and less in Canada. We never really we never thought it would work well for us here in Canada, but we're working hard to make it to the US and hopefully Europe one day too.
Oh no, for sure, definitely. And so I'm curious, like, so what is kind of like the music sound like in Canada compared to the US?
Well, there's that thing going on right now with the some bands need laptop to play and some bands don't. And we switched. We sold our soul to the devil, and we're playing with backing tracks now and with a laptop, because there's a lot of stuff going on in our songs. But like I said, if you go in the United States, I think like 90% of the bands use that live. But here in the rock scene, actually, barely no ones. I think we've played with one band that uses a laptop live. So it doesn't happen even at the festival, except 3 Days Grace that uses some effects. I don't think I've seen one band using those live. So it's different. It's not only about that, but there's a modern rock. There's more modern sound and modern production, big production happening in the US than here. Most bands that it works good for them lately, the newer bands, they have more of a classic sound. So yeah, I think that's what's happening, and I'm really glad that we went to that kind of sound, because that's really what I'm personally enjoying right now, and the rest of the band too. And it feels very good to listen to your own songs for months now and still loving them and being very proud of them.
Oh no, for sure, definitely. You have to be proud of something before you can show it off to people. So if you're not happy with it, you're not going to be very excited to show people. But definitely, with interacting with you guys are very proud of this album. You guys definitely should be, just because the production quality and the music sound as well. So it should be something you should be proud for.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Of course. So now, as I'm starting to close out this interview, so I'm curious, you kind of touched on a little bit for the future plans for Late Night Trouble, but how's the rest of this year looking, and what's the overall goals for 2024?
Well, the rest of the year, we're staying here. We're doing our full-time jobs too on the side, and we're working on making a lot of video content for now. So we're, after the album comes out and through the rest of the year, we want to release some cool content for everyone, and then let's probably keep doing that in early 2024, and hopefully go on tour as soon as possible. We want to get on our first actual tour, working very hard for it. So as soon as we get the opportunity, we'll go for it. That's really what our goal, 2024. We want to play as much shows as possible, get out there. And I think it's the best way we connect with people. We've connected with people so far. Every place we played, we made new friends, new fans, and we still talk to those people today. And I think it's one of our thing we do the best is playing live shows. So we're really looking forward to play some great concerts, and hopefully some bands will notice us and bring us on tour with them and give us the opportunity. We're waiting for that opportunity, that one band that invites us, or that thing that will help us go to the next step.
Oh no, definitely, for sure. I know you guys got some great plans in the works, and it really just takes that one opportunity to really kind of open the door for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. And I think today we have more of a mature sound, and people will take us more seriously than before. And we want to become pros. So we're working very hard. It's hard to have your full-time job on the side. We do a lot of hours too. We've got some stressful jobs, but working with the band on the side too, it's another full-time job for us. It's a business. It's our baby, our business, and we're working hard. It's our dream. We've been working on that dream for a long time, and we won't give up. And I think we got something. I think we got something cool going on. We got a new an album that, if you like it, you won't find something that similar anywhere else. And we'll keep doing more songs, because our guy Sebastian is fucking good at writing songs, and he just keeps getting better. And we keep getting better too at working with him, making the songs better all together. We get that chemistry now with our producer Robin, who's amazing. It's his first album that he's done. He's never done any actual EP or release before. It's his first album, and we want people to like notice him too, so that he can get more production jobs. And we have a lot like a really good chemistry with him. He helped us a lot, you know, and yeah, we're so excited. There's so many things going on in my mind right now that I feel like saying, but hopefully everyone understands me well. You know, I'm not English isn't my first language, and I don't get to speak English that often with my jobs and everything. But yeah, hopefully sounded great.
Yeah. No, for sure. No, definitely. You're doing great with everything, and I do appreciate the time for the interview. But yeah, no, definitely for his first time producing, he absolutely killed it. And I do hope he gets more production jobs out of it. And for you guys to have, you know, great support with the label Pavement, I think you guys are doing really great. And I hope the best for you guys and the band and everyone around you guys as well.
Well, thank you very much. And again, thanks for supporting us through the years. One of the first one that interviewed us when we were first released, and keeps supporting us through the years. And we've noticed it. So we're really, really happy. And I'm very glad that I got to speak to you today.
And I appreciate everything, you know, as well. And it's just cool, you know, obviously to see just both of us as we've grown with our respective businesses and our art. It's great that, you know, to see where we've come in the last like 2 or 3 years. Yeah,
it's cool. And, you know, I really love like watching you like just keep doing it, because, you know, it's so many people that just like do this like 1 year, maybe they get to a second season and they just stop. And, you know, you're still doing it, you're getting better at it, your branding is good. And, you know, I'm glad I got to speak to you today, and hopefully we'll speak again soon, and we'll finally we'll meet too in 2024. And I think you live in Wisconsin or somewhere like this.
Yeah, close. Indiana, about 2 states over.
Indiana, yeah, in the Midwest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great way to describe it, for sure.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll definitely come in the Midwest at one point.
Oh, definitely. I hope so. I'd love to meet you guys in person.
We would love to. We'd love to.
So as I'm closing out this interview, where are the best places to find Late Night Trouble online?
Well, latenightTrouble.com. It's easy. When we picked the name, we checked to make sure we could have that latenightTrouble.com. So yeah, everything is there. It's easy like this. The Facebook page, we're everywhere. And also we'll like I mentioned about the content, we'll do some content exclusive for TikTok and YouTube Shorts. So we want people to go there. You know, we've grown a lot on Facebook, but the other platforms, it's harder. So if you have an Instagram account, go follow us at Late Night Trouble Band on Instagram, and hit a follow on TikTok and YouTube too. Facebook is doing great so far, but, you know, we want to build our brand on the other platforms too, and we'll keep doing content and video content for the next months. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up.
All right, well, I definitely look forward to it. I'll leave some links for Late Night Trouble in the description of this podcast. Alex, thank you so much for stopping by Super Cool Radio. I had a great time hanging out with you.
Thank you, Matthew. Thanks again for having us, and let's rock it, Super Cool Radio, man. Fuck yeah.
That's right. For Alex of Late Night Trouble, I'm your host as always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Super Cool Radio, and remember, stay frosty.
Oh yeah.